take us through the past week. Take us through the past week when you found a TikTok.
Yeah.
That confirmed he was cheating on you. So take us through what happened.
So the TikTok was interesting because the TikTok wasn't the reason we actually broke up. We broke up. I feel we broke up the day before, 2 days prior actually to that TikTok. He called.
So then why the fuck do you care about what he was doing in that? Let's see what she got to say.
When he was coming back from Australia and I was supposed to meet him in his city, and I had kind of been ghosted. Like there was no flight information. There was no transportation. Normally, like we would go back and forth with our flights because I don't need no man. So yeah, I would get my own travel a lot of the time, and we would switch back and forth on who paid for flights. And so it was his turn to get me a flight, and I hadn't been sent a flight yet. And I was like confused. I was like, hey, I'm supposed to be coming, and he's like, yeah, I'll get it. Never got it. And then later that night, December 10th, when he was flying back, he was like, I have to like talk to you. And so the next day comes, he talks to me on the phone. And we essentially, you know when you're breaking up with someone, but like when there's something up. And so broke up over the phone. And then he asked if he could come see me in New York the next day. And I was like, okay. So he flew to New York the next day for like an hour to talk to me. And I did ask, did something happen in Australia? Is there somebody else? Did you cheat? And granted, I know men don't like to, and this is all how I feel. He may feel that he told his truth, and that's okay. This is what I feel.
His truth. Emails. Bro, it's so, like, when you listen to the womanese and the yap, and you've talked to as much women as I have, you're just like, holy fuck, man.
This is what I asked. I did ask if there was somebody else. I asked if something happened. But here's my opinion. For someone that had healthy communication the entire relationship, where never raised our voices at each other, never even had more than just like a little disagreement on some things, like there was never any like fighting ever. So like even if something bad happened, you talk it out. And
we're bumping this up to 1.5 chat.
So I kind of expected like someone that like always was able to tell me anything. If you do something, you just tell me, and like I will accept it. And I wouldn't have gotten upset.
Yeah, you don't have a choice because you're a 304. Here's the thing about hoes, all right, guys? Women that are promiscuous or women that have a past still feel as though they are entitled to the best men in the world. I want to, one more time for you guys to understand this shit, right? Girls, right, that have a promiscuous past, a shady past, that do strange shit or hoes, still feel as though they are entitled to the top tier men, and they feel as though they're entitled to monogamy, to a good boyfriend, to a stable relationship. And the reality is, I'm here to tell you, you don't deserve it. And you're not entitled to it. And quite frankly, I'll go a step further. Y'all don't deserve a family. Y'all don't deserve happiness. Why? Because you guys went ahead and fumbled the most important thing that you guys have, which is what? Your virtue. Okay? There's a reason why since the beginning of time, men have valued women that are virgins. Why? Because it defines her value and her virtue. That's what it is, right? So, but we live in this weird fucking world where women that are hoes still think they're entitled to top shelf men and gentlemen. And I'm here to tell you guys, if you went ahead and followed the feminist ideology of I'm going to have my fun, I'm going to have a yes summer, she would say, I'm going to have a hot girl summer, all this shit. If you're going to go ahead and adopt this feminist ideology of you can do whatever you want to do as a woman, right, and have sex with men indiscriminately, which is fine, that's your right, you also have to understand that the consequences that come with that is a majority of men aren't going to take you seriously. Whether they admit this overtly or they do it covertly like Kyle is doing, right, because this is very obvious here, he just let her on, right? The reality is that men are keenly aware that women that are 304s don't deserve relationships. They just know it, right? But women, for some odd reason, don't know it. Or maybe they do know it, but they still have a little bit in the back of their mind, some delusional mindset where I still deserve a family, I still deserve a good man, etc. And the answer is you don't. You fucking don't. Don't deserve families. I fucking said it. You just don't. Sorry. As soon as you decided to sell your soul or do some 304 shit, you forfeited the privilege. Let me make this very clear. You forfeited the privilege of having a good man take you seriously. Why should a girl that busts her ass to stay a virgin or protect her modesty, right, to a degree, one body, two bodies, whatever, Why should a girl that busts her ass to protect her modesty, why should she have to fight in the sexual marketplace with like you that didn't exercise the same discretion that she did? Why? Doesn't make sense. And here's the other thing, too, that no one wants to talk about. You have a tale of two cities, right? Charles Dickens type shit. You have one individual, right, that becomes a multimillionaire and does it through hard work and discipline. Then you have another individual that becomes a multimillionaire through family endowment, right? If the person that's a self-made millionaire, right, gets it through fucking the mud, if he loses that money, you're like, damn, okay, you fucked up, you're an idiot, right? You feel sorry for him a little bit. But if someone's a trust fund baby and gets that million and loses it, we laugh at that individual. Real bad, right? So the reason why no one respects thoughts is because thoughts are not self-made millionaires. They're trust fund babies. They get all their advantages and all their benefits up front. As a 19, 20, 21-year-old woman, you're at your peak. Or in her case, 23, at her peak. What did you decide to do with that peak? Did you go ahead and consolidate on the best value man that you can do? No. You wanted to have a say yes summer. Have fun. As she said in her own words earlier, right? So, if you're going to go ahead and be a trust fund baby and get $1 million up front and decide to spend that money like an idiot at the casino, gamble it away, and then you lose it, well, no one takes you seriously. And this is why no one feels sorry for thoughts. But on the other hand, men are self-made millionaires because we don't get our money up front at all. And to make it even better, only a small percentage of us actually become successful and become attractive. A majority of men are absolutely invisible to a majority of women. However, a majority of women are absolutely visible to a majority of men. So since women get all their advantages up front, when they're not able to secure a relationship, guess what happens? They get made fun of and they get ridiculed. You guys want to know why the red pill has absolutely exploded in the past 4 years? And shaming thoughts and making fun of OnlyFans girls and porn stars, etc. has been on the rise? Right? They say misogyny's been on the rise. It's not misogyny on the rise. It's holding females accountable for their stupidity that's on the rise. Right? We're not roasting the women that are getting married young and finding a man and getting a family. We're not roasting them. We're roasting girls like this that want to forfeit their best years to be a... And then when they become such and they can't find a man to take them seriously, or they're crying in a car at 40 years old because they wanted to live that single life, we're laughing at them. The red pill is a very valid response to decades of females being spoiled. That's what it is. The explosion of the red pill, whether it was through us, Andrew Tate, Rollo Tomas, whatever it may be, we're not special. We just said what a bunch of guys were thinking. Why is it that all these thoughts are entitled and so fucking rude and spoiled and think they deserve top shelf men when they're not top shelf women at all? And better yet, when we ask them, what do you bring to the table? They all bring the same shit to the table. Using bad attitude, lack of submission, and their independence. None of those things are useful for a man whatsoever. None of that benefits us. None of that helps us at all. So, whether it's women angry at me and call me a misogynist or a red pill incel, whatever the fuck they want to say, I'm saying what a lot of us have been thinking for years. The abundance of low-quality women has made men finally wake up and realize that most of you don't deserve anything. Most of you girls are just like her, in hiding. that constantly bats out of your fucking league with athletes, celebs, and men that are way higher status than yourself. You get used and abused and tossed to the fucking side of the road. And it's good that these higher status men are treating you this way because you fucking deserve it. This woman is one of many that get used and abused by men. Because what feminism has done is it's inadvertently, surreptitiously put the higher status men in the fucking winner's chair. Because if you're a higher status guy, you got your shit together, you get to pick the women. And then you get to go ahead and use and discard them when they no longer serve you. And the women that are exercising their hypergamy to the highest level, they're figuring out that they're getting used and abused. They're fucking around and finding out. Quite literally, by the way, fucking around and finding out. The deregulated sexual marketplace that we live in now, where women have the leverage in a majority of situations, where women think that they're free and they're sexually liberated, has actually castrated them. Because what ends up happening is they go into the sexual marketplace, they have their fun, they try to escape said sexual marketplace to find a man, but they don't realize that they've been shackled the whole fucking time. The very marketplace that they fought to enter for decades, that they thought would enlighten them, give them freedom, it's actually shackled them to it. Because they go in the marketplace thinking that it's all fun, not knowing that there was an invisible fucking lock-in key on them. And then when they try to escape the marketplace and find a man to take them seriously, it's very difficult. And that is why a majority of women struggle to find a man in today's day and age. The sexual revolution, ironically enough, did nothing but hurt relationships, destroy the family, and perpetually keep women single. A new study came out recently too. I saw this on a podcast recently, where Caucasian, left-leaning liberal women have some of the highest rates of depression ever recorded. Well, Myron, how's that possible? We have the highest living standards. We have the highest sanitation standards. We have the highest quality of life. You can literally order food and have it delivered to your home at any time. Women are more educated. Women earn more money than ever before. How is it that women that are Caucasian, privileged, most educated, how are they doing so badly and suffering from depression? I'll tell you why. Because success, status, and money doesn't make women happy. Family and people that they love being around them at all times is what makes them happy. Human beings are social creatures, women even more so. And the thing that sucks with women is they have a finite amount of time to build their fucking tribe. Because if they don't build their tribe when they're at their peak, it's gonna look bleak. And y'all can take that one to the bank. And that's where we are. That's where we are in a society, guys. We have women that are throwing away their youth for fun, excitement, experiences, being with top shelf guys, but in the process, destroying their ability and their value to be taken seriously by the very men that they've been seeking from the first place.
I wouldn't maybe upset, but I wouldn't have, there's no anger, there's no fear of telling me what actually may have happened to have ended the relationship.
We got 2,000 likes. Shout out to you guys. Let's hit 2,300 likes, baby.
But I was told something different. Like I was told no, something else. And the something else wasn't another girl. It was just relationship over. So then I'm like, okay. So he leaves, and I'm leaving with like, I really did love this person. He's a great person. I would have defended him till the day I die. Like this person, I admired this person. We had a great time, great memories. And I go to bed like that. I wake up the next morning. I have a stomach flu. I go on TikTok, and I see one of his like buddies posted a recap of the trip. And I normally wouldn't watch this guy's actually TikTok. I didn't even follow him. He had like 0 views at the time too. And it was quite a long recap where normally your attention span, you just scroll. Something just kept me on the TikTok when I was like early morning, my eyes barely open. Had been up all night, literally like just like sick as a dog. I had a fever. And in the background of one of like a video of them partying, like at a house party, his arms around the girl, and I have the video. Like everyone's like, that's just arm around someone, but like he's like caressing her shoulder, and then in the next video to confirm it's him, in the next clip, it's him sitting next to her at dinner. It's like the same girl, and so that's how I confirmed it, because in the original video it is kind of blurry, but I'm like, no, that's him. But I confirmed it because the next clip was him in the same shirt, and I'm like, oh, he was like canoodling, like in my opinion.
Why do you
like,
care? Y'all are done.
Canoodling with somebody, and so obviously behind closed doors, I don't know what happened before that video, after that video. I don't know what was said, but I confronted him after that, and he did admit to. He was like, yeah, my arm was around her. I got nothing else after that. And so it was up to my judgment to believe that.
I don't know why he's even explaining himself to a fucking thought, bro. Like, these don't deserve explanations. Kyle, what the fuck is wrong with you? She has a 304. We don't explain ourselves to 304s, bro.
Something did happen, because you don't just end a relationship.
Come on, man. And that's the problem with these young boys, man. They don't fucking get it. Men and women aren't equal. She doesn't deserve shit. No explanation, no nothing. We do what the fuck we want to do. You're just there for the ride. Shut up.
Relationship that was good for no reason. You don't. Something
I'll be
happens in your
fucking
brain,
damned
and
if a
then
bimbo's
actions,
gonna
and
question me on
that-
shit, bro. Especially a girl like this. Get the fuck out of here, man.